Hello, you all. So I just wrapped up a color and chat in Graveyard Girls, and I'm going to go ahead and begin another one in Rococo A Go-Go. Now, what happened is over on my, oops, are you too close to the table today? You are too close to the table today. What is happening? Is that better? Is that better? Is that better? It's a little bit better. Okay, so here's the deal. What I should do, I have a new phone. I'm not using it right now, and I probably shouldn't, you know what, I shouldn't film this color and chat until I set up my new phone, right? No, you know what, who cares? Who cares? Let's not waste any time. I just haven't, you know what happens when you get a new phone, you have to set it up, you got to change all your settings, you got to do all that, and I'm just not in the mood right now. So, excuse me, she's slurping. I have water and I have iced coffee, but anyway, what happened over on my Patreon is I had asked my Patreon patrons to vote on a color and chat, and they had voted for overwhelmingly Graveyard Girls, but one of my Patreon patrons left a comment that said, you know, I'm in the mood for something spooky, so could you go with Graveyard Girls? And I thought, you know, there are probably other people out there who feel the same way. They think that they are constrained to keep things spooky in books that are overtly spooky, which is just not the case. You know, I preach do whatever the hell you wantism over here on my channel, and so just because a book says, you know, Graveyard Girls or spooky whatever or Halloween, you don't have to keep your spookiness relegated to just spooky books. So because I had put this one up for voting as well, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys that you don't need to color in a spooky book to be spooky. Now, to be fair, to keep it easy on you, you could always go through a book, and I'm speaking for mine, of course, because I can't tell you what goes on in other people's books, but generally speaking, every once in a while, I will put something in that has a skull in it, or something that is easily, we shall say, spookable. Spookifiable? I don't know. Like, for instance, this girl right here, she's got some skulls as accessories, and the cover girl as well has a skull, which you may not have noticed, but it's there. But you don't have to. You can add spooky elements. You can use quote unquote spooky colors. You can do whatever you want. But for the sake of my coloring this in October, let's just go ahead and go with this one. Let's go ahead and go with this one. I thought maybe I would change my mind and do this one. You know what? I am going to change my mind. I am going to change my mind, and we're going to go with this one. And this is going to be probably a lengthier color and chat because I'm going to chat my way through the color selection because I don't know what colors I want to use. I'm thinking browns, oranges. Let's keep this girl spooky season appropriate, which, I mean, in my mind, spooky season appropriate means neon pink and neon orange all the time, right? But we'll keep her a little bit more traditional spooky season. Let's try to play with some fall, some autumnal colors, yeah? See what happens. So I have my, let's see, we're gonna play with the Copic pastel, or rather the Ohuhu pastels, and then let's go to one of the sheets in the back to test colors because, again, we're just gonna, I have nothing in mind per se. We're just gonna pick some warm, earthy colors. I quite liked the previous color and chat that I did in Graveyard Girls, which is, I wouldn't call it an earthy page, but on my planet, this is a little bit more neutral than usual. Not quite neutral, but neutral for my planet. It's a bit too bright. These are some pretty pumpkin-y colors right here, but they're a bit too bold for what I'm thinking. Yeah, let's go with those three, and then let's do, that's good, and then let's see. That's a nice earthy-ish fall. Well, I guess fall is more appropriate, so let's see. So we're going to be using a blend of the Cali Art markers. Oh, well, that one may not make it, but so we'll do Cali Arts and then yeah, okay, we're gonna go with these, and then if I decide to add any other accent color, then we shall, but let us begin. Her hair, I already want to do it. I already want to do it. I already want to do her hair pink. Why do I do this? I don't want it to look too much like the previous page that we just did though. So let's do, oh, that's a nice color. Oh, that's a nice color. Okay, we're gonna do this. This is gonna be her hair right here. Okay. This is called lipstick red. Does that look lipstick red to you? It's not even a lip color. Well, I mean, I suppose, depending on, yeah, okay, so I guess that's a, what's the word I'm looking for? An ethnicity dependent factor, right? Is whether or not this is a lip color, but it's called lips. It's not called natural lips. It's called lipstick natural. No. Oh, natural colored lipstick? I don't, okay. No, it's not, but whatever. I don't know why it annoys me. So no, I do know. I know exactly why it annoys me when markers are named such bizarre things that don't match. Because here's the thing. There's not just one person on the committee naming these markers, right? It has to pass through several hands. So how does it make it through a gauntlet of employees who come up with the names of these markers? Because some of them just don't make any sense. And some of them make all the sense in the world. But there's one in here that's called, Lavender Mist, and it's like a deep blue. I'm like, what? Am I crazy? I'm thinking that a lavender mist would be like a cloudy, misty lavender. I don't. Okay, we're ranting far too much about nothing. Much ado about nothing today. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. You know what I would like to do today? Let's bleed the colors out. Let's pay homage to the color treatment on the cover of this book. Oh, fabulous. Okay. We're dealing with the death today. Surprise, surprise. How often does that happen on my channel? With these markers. But I suppose that's a testament to how much I'm working, right? That's a good thing. It's a good thing that we're running out. When it comes to art supplies, I would say that it's better to run out and reorder than to have a surplus of supplies, because what I have found, now this does not apply to me because I've never been someone who's an art supply hoarder, but I know for a fact that I have people in my audience who do consider themselves to be art supply hoarders, and they become overwhelmed by their stash of supplies. And what happens is that tends to result in analysis paralysis, which means that you have so much, you have so many options that you start overthinking to the point where you render yourself completely useless and incapacitated, and you end up doing nothing. You end up not creating because you're overwhelmed by what you have. So it's always best to run out of something, to run low on something. Now, there's another benefit, because some of you might be saying, well, I hate that. I hate running out because What if I'm inspired to work on something and I lose my mojo because then I have to sit around and wait for an art supply to be shipped to me and blah, blah, blah. Well, here's the thing. If you have your heart set on using a supply and it turns out that you are out of it, well, that should instead of forcing you to just sit on your hands and do nothing, it should inspire you and spur you in the direction of trying something new, experimenting. You know, go for a color that you wouldn't otherwise use. Go for a supply that you otherwise wouldn't use. Think of it that way. You know, I have no sympathy for complainers around here because there's always a workaround. There's always a reason to try something new. I just don't believe in excuses, period. I don't. I'm in desperate need of another color to help blend this little dying one. I have a feeling I have rejuiced this color. It's just the standard pastel pink, which I know I've used a lot. So this one, it cannot be rejuiced, but I need to. I mean, I can try one more time, but I'm gonna need something to stretch it out a little bit. To do a little blendy blend. How's that? That's working, right? That's pretty. Yeah, that's cute. And let's see about doing, let's bring this out just a little bit more. And let's start bringing in some of these autumnal colors. Okay, let's do, this is the brightest one. Let's start pulling in. I don't know what I want to do with her hair just yet, so why don't we, maybe I do want to do some pink. You know, I said I didn't know what I wanted to do with her hair, so we're just gonna jump in and try something. Analysis paralysis, y'all, don't let it get you. What is going on? I'm struggling here. Okay. Yeah, I am liking this little autumnal miss here. She's a cutie. Is it a little too early for me to be saying as much? Maybe. But I like her. Okay, so now let's try to bring in some of that lipstick natural color. Bring that to, yeah, that's a nice little bleed. She's gonna be a classy spook, which I can get behind. You know, I'm not necessarily a classy spook. I appreciate kitsch. So the audio in the following couple of minutes was destroyed, but that's okay. It's not as though we were talking about anything of any importance whatsoever. But all I was saying in this portion is that I do appreciate kitsch, but I prefer my kitsch and my whimsy to have at least a touch of curation. Just, I hesitate to use the word class, but I like things to look a little elevated. That's a better word, right? Elevated. And people will say to me sometimes, oh, you know, we love your fashion, we love your decor, like it's fun, it's whimsical, but it just looks good, right? And people can't really pinpoint as to why. Now, I'm not over here pretending that everything I have looks luxurious and expensive. That's not what I'm saying at all. But just some tips for anyone out there who's interested in curating a kitschy, whimsical home that doesn't look cheap and just licensed and gross. Here's my your budget does not matter, okay? Because my budget for decor this year for Halloween, we'll use Halloween as an example, was I gave myself about $15, okay? And with those $15, I purchased some real miniature little pumpkins. Here in the US, I purchased them at Trader Joe's, but you can find them anywhere. They're these little teeny tiny pumpkins, and I purchased them in various sizes. And then I also purchased dried florals in my theme of the year. Now, I wish I could show you, but I don't want to, of course, invite stalkers and weirdos because my decor is mostly outside. Inside, I reused some lanterns that I purchased in years past, just some plain, simple little jack-o'-lantern lanterns, and then I have candles, of course, some that I have purchased and some that I've made. And that's it. I just advise that if anyone wants to look more elevated, steer clear, and you can shop anywhere. You can shop at Target, you can shop at the Dollar Tree. It doesn't matter. Budget does not matter, okay? Style is not dictated by your budget. But stay away from purchasing any licensed merchandise. You know, don't fill your home with Disney license or Marvel, whatever other licenses exist. Stay away from all that. Stay away from all of it. And anything that's covered in craft glitter or pom-poms or any of that cheap printed stuff, you know, you go to the Dollar Tree and you find all that, stay away from it. Just buy plain items in your color palette of your choosing, and there you go. Now, I'm not saying you cannot purchase any licensed merchandise. Buy a stuffed animal, buy a pillow here or there, buy a mug. That's totally fine, but overall, keep it classy and simple. Less is more when it comes to things like that. Everyone can do what they want. I know people are probably listening to me going, oh my gosh, you're such a snob, like blah, blah, blah. No, it's just personal preference, guys. You know I'm all about aesthetics. I live for clothes. I'm an artist. I love the way things look. You've never seen me come on camera. Now, you've seen me come on camera looking a mess, but one thing I guarantee you've never seen are my hands on camera with chipped nail polish and broken nails. That's just something I don't do. I'm very particular. I don't care if other people are free to present themselves and to decorate however they want. I'm simply giving you my preferences, right? My nails are always done in some capacity, whether the fake ones are on or not. My nails are always done, and the decor in my apartment is never, I don't, again, I'm not saying this is bad, okay? But I'm not a collector. I don't collect like action figures or Barbies or dolls or things like that because I don't like to see packaging. I don't like to see that sort of thing. I do purchase merch from creators that I like, mugs, shirts, and that sort of thing. But decor, when you're on a limited budget, you have to be very careful about how you decorate because you can end up looking cheap kitsch or fun and whimsical, but with a bit of classiness. And that's what I like. I like whimsical with class, not cheap kitsch. Got it? Cool. All right. Rant over. You know, look how cute she is. I really am liking this page, guys. Definitely playing off of that idea of the watercolor look, yeah, from the cover. Although I gotta say, I think I like these colors better. You can't watercolor in those books. You can't blend marker in those books. Of course you can. Okay, but I'm going to take a break now. I have other things to do, so we will carry on with this later. All right, and we are back a couple of hours later. And yeah, no more home decorating talk. Be thankful. I hope that whole segment is not misconstrued into my sounding like, oh, if you like certain things, I think I'm better than you. No, it's just, you know what it is. is that typically around this time of year when people tend to decorate and have parties and be festive and all that sort of thing, I shop at TJ Maxx. You guys know that, no surprise. TJ Maxx, Home Goods, all of those yummy places, I love them. And I thrift shop, obviously. I love vintage, thrift, all that sort of thing. And without fail, I always hear someone say, and this is in regards to not just home decor, but personal style. People will say, oh, you know, sometimes I think if I just had more money, I would be more stylish and I'd be classier. And it's like, baby, it has nothing to do with all of that. It has to do with style and how you consume what is presented to you, meaning advertising. Are you someone who's susceptible to advertising and buying things simply because they're advertised to you a million times over? Let's just use the demon of Disney for an example, right? You see Disney stuff all the time advertised, games, clothing, merchandise, jewelry that's all licensed Disney. And if you consume that and you start thinking that it's okay to purchase, that's what you are going to fill your life with, right? And that is why you can never achieve that more sophisticated or chic look. And I'm not talking, oh, Miss Haute Couture. I'm talking about just personal style, decor. Like I said earlier, whimsy with a touch of class. And that is why you, if you're one of these people, cannot achieve it. It's not because you are middle class, lower middle class, broke. That's not the reason. It's because you have not honed your curation skills. You can make a $5 pair of shorts look incredible with a $6 top easily. It's all in how you accessorize and how you style it. I do it on a regular. If there are any outfits of mine that you ever like, chances are they were built on a foundation that costs less than $10, and on top of that, it's some sort of vintage garment, a blouse, jewelry, or whatever that I purchase one time and reuse constantly, and that's been in circulation for 30, 40, 50 plus years. It has nothing to do with wealth. Absolutely nothing. And now I'm not claiming that I look expensive, okay? But your girl doesn't look cheap. That's all. That's all I was trying to get at. And that's because I guess, you know, subliminally the subject matter of this book maybe even trickled into the topic of conversation today, or at least one of the topic of conversations, because who knows what else we're going to talk about in this video. But the Rococo period, think about the Rococo. Everyone who's obsessed with the Rococo, oh, French people, so sophisticated, so classy. And yes, they are. But also, there's a little bit of everything. The court of Louis XV or Louis XVI, it was disgusting. It was just unsanitary and gross. Marie Antoinette herself, she was disgusted by it. That's why she would bathe frequently, right? Because it's gross. Just do your research. We look at history through cliche, right? The rose-colored lenses, we do. But I'll tell you this, for all the frilly dresses and fancy cakes that these people were wearing and eating, I sure as hell would not want to be part of that period of time. I appreciate a shower. I love a flushing toilet, okay? I love being clean and mountains of fabric being stinky and let's just not, right? That's why when I created this book, I came at it from the angle of, if I were throwing a party that was Rococo themed, what would it look like? So it's not period accurate to the Rococo period. All of these creatures take showers. They're all clean, okay? So that's it. That's it. You don't need to be wealthy to look good, and wealth does not necessarily equate to class. Get it? There you go. There you go. That's maybe what I was trying to say this entire time. But anyway, let me know what your style is. Are you a kitschy, fabulous, cheap bitch? A proud cheap bitch? And that's okay. Listen, I know drag queens who are. They love the glitter. They love the tinsel. Now, I love the glitter. There's different types of glitter, though, you guys. There's like craft store glitter, and then there's the finely milled fancy glass glitter. See, there's differences, but there are drag queens who are purposely kitschy and trashy. They purchase their wigs from, you know, Party City and cheap party supply stores, and they get the cheap tutus, and that's part of the shtick. That's part of the clownery, and it's so good. So let me know. Hey, if you are a cheap, trashy, and proud broad, more proud to you, baby. I'm just saying. If you are out there wondering why you can't achieve a certain look, it's because you are limiting yourself based on your own incorrect perceptions of what wealth and taste are. But if you're purposely trashy, I love it. I love it. I'll give you an example. Who's a celebrity example to try to demonstrate what I'm attempting to articulate? Oh, the rapper, Ms. Cardi B. Now, to be completely honest, I don't know anything about her other than she is a rapper. I would much rather hang out with her than some hoity-toity millionaire out here in Palm Springs, because that girl has style. She's sassy as hell. She just seems fun, right? She's a clown. That's all. That's all. Does she behave like a classy lady? No. Is she absolutely stylish? Yes. Is she a problematic person? Is she this? Is she that? Listen, I have no idea. I'm speaking strictly from what little I know of her, so if you're gonna go and rant and rave about it, just spare me, okay? I don't follow celebrities in pop culture, so chill out. Another little tidbit for today. I just don't judge. I just don't judge people. So many people out there like to criticize, and I'll use celebrities as an example, for their behavior. But here's the thing, celebrity behavior, and of course I'm not talking about horrific crimes here, okay? But just little nitpicky behaviors that people engage in. People like to tear celebrities down for it. And I'm thinking, okay, look at your life and see if you would appreciate people judging you if you were constantly being watched, because I guarantee you none of you out there are saints. Nobody. I judge no one, again, barring any horrible criminal behavior or just grotesquely immoral behaviors. I just don't judge. Everyone's free to do whatever they want, however, whenever, and just however and whenever they want. I don't care. I don't care. If you spend your time online reading about celebrities and gossiping, just imagine what you could be doing to improve your life, your circumstances. You could pick up a new hobby. You can improve your own skills. You could be doing anything else with your time. Why are you worrying about other people who don't even know that you exist? She's cute. Okay, I am going to go for a walk. So, I will see you later. It is a new day. Let's keep coloring. I am in full-on weekend mode. We are no longer in home decor mode. You should be happy to know you won't be hearing about any of that today, unless you like talking about that kind of thing. But no, today we are in maintenance mode. Look, no jewelry today because I'm not going to put my bleachy head on camera, but I'm actually in the process of bleaching my roots today. So as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to go wash the hair and then I'm going to go for a walk. But chaos everywhere on my desk. Let's keep working on this little lady, yeah, no, we're not in a decor mode, but we're in, I said, maintenance and apartment cleaning mode. You'll have to let me know if any of you do this, because I do it and I'm not sure. I flip-flop between whether or not this is wise or not, but I do a little bit of cleaning every day. Like before I go to bed, I am one of these people who I absolutely cannot go to sleep if my apartment is in shambles. I at least have to tidy up. I don't vacuum every single day. Like, I'm not that nitpicky, but I do have to. You guys have seen in the back of my vlogs, right? My couches are always a mess, or my armchairs rather, because I make my pillows every day. Like, I fluff them up every night, and in the morning every day the dog jumps on the chairs and he destroys them. So yeah, anyways, every night before bed I do definitely tidy up the place. Like any dishes that I have lying around, I either wash them or just put them in the sink if it's like 1 or 2 dishes, whatever. A cup of water, glass of water, whatever. I know I'm super lazy sometimes, and I don't wash every night unless it's big soiled plates, right? But like a cup here and there, like F you can wait till tomorrow. But that sort of thing, everything just has to be away. Not necessarily perfect, but just away, right? And on the weekends, that's typically when I spend most of my cleaning time. That's when I do the vacuuming and the mopping and all of that other bullshit, the time-consuming stuff. And sometimes I feel as though it takes up more time than it should. And is that because I'm holding off until the weekend? You guys know I'm not a domestic animal. I don't know how to do these things. That's not my thing. I don't know. So maybe that's not wise. Maybe I should be doing that every single day, right? I don't know. You guys will have to let me know. What are your habits? Do you have similar habits? Do you clean every day and then leave the heavy lifting for the weekends, or are you just super lazy and you leave it all for the weekend? See, that I cannot do. I can't live with myself if I do that. Here comes my AC kicking on. But today we have plenty of beverages: iced chai and a black iced coffee with just a little of vanilla whipped cream. Okay. We got our glaze pens back. Have you noticed that? I think you've noticed in previous videos, so I can stop talking about it now. But yay, glaze pens are back. And we're gonna do, I said I wanted to give her a spooky look, right? And by spooky, I mean, I understand that that's relative. But generally speaking, when people think of PVC clothing, they think of dominatrix, they think of, you know, discipline, and maybe a little bit of like vampire spookiness, 1980s goth type of thing. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pull the black glaze down into her outfit, and we're gonna give her a little bit of a fetishy look, a little bit of a Marie Antoinette Rococo dominatrix. Wouldn't that be a cool outfit? Rococo dominatrix. Oh, I'm sure it exists. I'm sure there's like a fetish outfit, but I'm talking about a nice, well-made, beautifully constructed Rococo dominatrix outfit. Not something you can buy off the shelf at like a Party City or a stripper outfit clothing store, because we've all been into stripper clothing stores, right? Well, I shouldn't. Maybe not. I know I have some sweet, borderline conservative Southern women who watch my channel. Which, by the way, I love you. Thank you for being here. But so no, not everyone has been in a stripper clothing store, okay? But I certainly have, because I'll tell you what, I love funky accessories. I love a fishnet. I love a PVC little bralette, right? Of course. I know a lot of gays, a lot of drag queens. I'm no stranger to the fetish. So, you know what I mean? Of course I've been into a stripper clothing store. You've seen my boots, have you not? I have. I wear platform boots that were designed for strippers. Have you seen those boots? Just look at my... I don't know how frequently they appear on my Instagram, but I've definitely posted photos of them over on my Coconati store, because I use them frequently. Not only do I wear them, but I wear them when I'm modeling clothing as well, because your girl is a shrimp. I am a shrimplet. I am, you know, I used to think that I was 5'2", and the other day I had someone measure me with a measuring tape, and they're like, "Where did you get 5'2" from? Because baby, you're barely 5'1". And I said, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" I don't know. So I can never get a straight answer. Even at like doctor's offices, when they used to take my measurements and stuff, they're like, you're around 5'1"-ish, like, and then so it just kind of stuck, 5'1", 5'2", so I just never know. I never know. I don't know, that's odd. So it's just one of those weird things where I know my weight fluctuates, but my height, come on. That's weird. But anywho, I've just stuck with 5'2" for so many years that it could be wrong. I could have been lying to everyone this whole time. Oh my God. Oh well. What's 2 inches, right? Like what is 2 inches, about that much? So big deal. Actually, that is kind of a big deal. That's about 2 inches right there. Okay, I need somebody who actually knows how to use a measuring tape to do my measurements one day, because that's kind of funny. Just weird factoids about me that I think are kind of fun to know. Not necessarily interesting, but fun. Well, see, now I'm not so sure because I need to take my proper height. But I used to think if I was 5'2", indeed, that I was the same height as Prince, because isn't he 5'1" or 5'2", something like that? So I'm right about the same size as Prince, although I have a bigger foot than him. I believe he wore a size 6 in women's, right? Is that right? Or is it a 6 in men's? Well, in any case, my foot's bigger than his because I wear a 7, 7.5. But same height as Prince, more or less, and then I have the same waist measurements as Michael Jackson. Teeny tiny waist man, apparently. So, yeah, that's, my waist isn't super small, but what is it, 20, 25? Weird. Anyway, I don't know my own measurements, guys. I just don't. I just know what fits and what doesn't. Fashion talk today. Blame the book. Blame Rococo a Go-Go for making me get all fashion talky. And I just realized that I put bleach in my hair, but I did not notice what time I put it in, so okay. I just had to check my new phone. Guys, I have a new phone. Okay, I have a new phone, and I'm not filming on it. I'm filming on my old one. I just finished setting it up barely late last night, so I have not started filming on that phone because this new phone does not take an SD card. So all of the photos and video that I have are all saved on an SD card on my old phone, and I cannot transfer them, so... Technology. Do y'all see why technology and I just do not make good bedfellows? Do we see why? Do we see why? Just, it is what it is. Don't like that. Let's go with the darker color. God, she's so cute, this one. She's gonna get gold accessories. We already know, I mean... She needs the golden Ralph, right? Silver would look cute on this one, yes, even though the colors are warm. I don't think that matters. I think silver looks good on warm colors anyway. But she's gonna get the Ralph treatment. But what I am going to do is add some more line art because she's fine, she looks good, but just me doing the most as per usual. We're gonna add some more line work to the face. Oh, her eyes. Her eyes aren't even colored in. So she's going to be one of my heterochromia girls, and she's going to get 2 different eye colors. So one of them I want to be gold sparkle. And then the other one, let's do this pretty, which one was it? Was it this one? Yeah, we'll do this pretty little corally salmon-y color. Tea rose and light orange, apparently. Cute. And then she'll do gold over here. Like that. And her lips, should we just go ahead and do black lipstick on this one? I think black lipstick would look cute on this one. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and mirror this like lacquer black that we have going on. Lacquer meaning glossy, because these glaze pens very much resemble a lacquer. So we'll do black lipstick. Nice glossy black, because she's just Miss Couture. Ooh, I love her. Oh, I love her so much. Okay. Isn't it interesting how I absolutely adore, I live and die for bold, bright colors, and yet something about neutrals, when they are accented with sparkles, with sheens, with metallics, and with stark, bold gloss blacks, they just do things to me, and I live for it. I love it so, so, so much. Okay, before I start with all the glitter, let's go ahead and start adding some of that line work that I mentioned. And all I'm going to do is just do a little of this. Do we see, is that translating on camera? Where I'm simply, it's so unnecessary, you all. It is so unnecessary. It's just me being me, wanting to add a few more personal touches to my illustration, just to make it a little bit more unique. You, of course, don't have to do this, nor am I advising that you do. I mean, you can if you want, but as an illustrator, you know, I'm not, first and foremost, I am an illustrator. I am not a colorist. So I like to illustrate. So any opportunity that I find to add a more illustrative quality to my line art, well, I'm gonna take it. And what fell? What fell? What fell? What was that commotion? I don't even know. I don't know what that was. Okay. And I suppose I can do the bulk of this extra line work off camera. I'll do the fun stuff on camera then, the golds, and then when next you see her, she will be gilt to the gills, and then she will have all of the extra line art, squiggly squaggles, and all of those frilly bits added in. Okay, so here's how the gold is going to work. I am, of course, going to put some of it here. Oh, come on. You are new. There's no way this is dying already. Like that. A little bit of gold on the frame, just as a little accent, which, of course, you likely are unable to see that on camera, but in person it is just a lovely little touch. And we're going to give her a lovely black eyeliner. Girl, you are making me look and feel so frumpy today. Well, I am. I'm wearing not a lick of makeup right now, not even an eyeliner. No cat eyeliner? I know, no cat eyeliner. Well, it's because the hair dye, it's all gonna come off, so no makeup today, a terror. I am in my hair dyeing clothes. I have 2 designated outfits, 2 tops and 2 pairs of shorts that are covered in bleach. It's my hair dyeing clothes, and I'm a frumpy lump today. And that's okay. And then I'm going to swap all this out for workout clothes in a minute. I will be putting on eyebrows and eyeliner, but still workout clothes. Oh, excuse me. I am wearing a lip balm, okay? We've got, yeah, she's super frumpy dumpy today because I don't even have a fancy lip balm on today. It's literal just Burt's Bees. I like this one though. Not my favorite, but I do like it. I was recently, here's the gag of it, is that I was recently stung by a bee for the first time in my life. And I was super offended by it and disgusted because do we all know what happens to a bee? Do we or do we not? Is it common knowledge or is it just weirdos like me who look up random information online? Okay, well, let me explain. So for those of you normal people who are not psycho weirdos and who have to question everything in life, let me explain to you what happens to a bee, okay? Because I've looked it up. A bee stings you and dies because its stinger cannot pull its stinger back out of human flesh. That our flesh is too thick, and so the little stinger gets stuck and the bee panics trying to fly away, and then it rips its stinger out of its body, and along with it pulls out its entrails. So basically you're disemboweling a bee, okay? So it's a whole traumatic experience. And I was bit by a bee. I was stung by a bee recently, a couple months ago, and I was so traumatized by the ordeal. I had to run inside, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm allergic to bees. What if I'm gonna die? I'm gonna take some Benadryl. Like, I took some. I have some Benadryl for the dog because he has, just in case he gets stung by bees or whatever, or wasps and all that. But I have some Benadryl, and I took it, and I was okay. But when I came inside, I'm like, oh my God, if I can't reach the stinger, I'm gonna have to call somebody to come over and rip it out for me, and it's a big old ordeal, and like da-da-da-da-da. I ended up being able to reach. I got it out, but I was gagging. It was little bee entrails, okay? And I saw the bee fly away as it happened. It was like in slow motion. I felt the sting, and when I processed what had happened, I saw the bee flying away, and it was so weird. I was like, did this bastard just sting me? And I turn around and I see it, and I'm like, you all, that was a horrible recollection of what happened, but happened. I was outside, I was loading up my car, I felt a sting. I didn't put it together. I didn't know what it was because it had never happened to me before. And then it wouldn't stop stinging. And then finally I kind of touched my my shoulder blade area. I touched myself like, why is this, why does it hurt? What is this weird sensation? And then I see the bee fly away and I go, oh, did I just get stung? And so then I start doing one of those weird little dances where you try to look over your shoulder to see like, I can't really turn my neck that much, but what just happened? And then I see it. So then I come back into my apartment, and then I see the stinger, and I see the little bee guts, and I go into hysterics because I'm like, ew, It was a thing. But your girl's fine. And this was a congratulations on getting your first bee sting gift. So sassy, okay? Sassy people. Anyway. From home decor to bee stings to fetish wear today, guys. That was just today's conversation, and I'm probably talking too much, right? How long is this color in chat? I told you at the beginning that this one was likely to be a lengthier one because I brought you along in the process of selecting the colors. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to complete the page, and then I will see you when she's all done for the final view. All right, thank you for sitting through this little ride of mine today. Okay, heathens, our beautiful chic spooklet is now complete. I hope that you enjoyed hanging out with me during this color in chat, because of course, I enjoyed hanging out with you, chit-chatting with you, and just making a beautiful mess. I really like this page. I think she's super cute. The colors are great. The style is great. I mean, allow me to toot my own horn. I created the book, right? So the foundation was already set for me to create something cute, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. Sometimes I like my pages, sometimes I don't. In this rare instance, I do. All right, so thank you again for watching. Everything you need to know will always be listed down below. Links to the supplies, links to everything, my social media, blah, 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 blah. Everything, all the good stuff. All right, be bad, be good. I don't give a damn which. Just make sure you come back in one piece and listen. If you're in the mood to spookify something, you don't have a spooky book, you don't need one. Just use your imagination and play. All right, bye.